Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is going to do One Piece episode 546 review. Now, I wasn't doing it yesterday, but stuff happened, so doing it today, doing it right now. So, better late than never. Now, this episode, I'm not gonna lie to you. The ending was kind of heavy. It was kind of heavy, because, I mean, it was heavy. The ending was heavy. I was like, yo, like, are these guys really, like, it was messed up. It was messed up in a lot of ways, alright? But let me get on with the actual key points. The first key point of this episode is going to be the return of Queen Otohime. Now, Queen Otohime, she goes on a trip, obviously, to go, to go negotiate with the Tenryubito. And the thing is that, like, people want her back now because, oh, like, our queen, she left with the Tenryubito, and now we're all worried that she may have lost her life. Even though it was only a week, it seemed like a very long period of time. Then she comes back, everyone's happy, there was a crowd already there waiting for her, like mad people. I was like, okay. And she finally got the signature of one of the Tenryubito. So this can help spur other fishermen to also sign petition forms and also in order to support this notion of living above the surface. Which brings up key point number 2, which is Otohime holds her usual talk, only this time it's in, like, the plaza, where there's, like, hundreds of thousands of people just, like, right there, and basically she is having her usual speech about how, well, only this time she's mentioning that the Tenryubito have now, or at least one of them, has supported us in this notion of living above the surface, and then people are still contemplating, because, I mean, it's not going to go away like that instantly. It's going to take some time. And, I mean, this is a step in the right direction. And so what happens is that after a few minutes, like the kids, they come up, they put their signatures in, and then everyone else follows, and, and it's a bunch of people. Otohime is really happy. She's crying and everything. Everyone's happy for her, and now it's finally a step in the positive direction. And then Jinbei notices that, like, this is what Tiger wanted, in a sense, for people to acknowledge that there could be a unity between humans and fishmen. Granted, Tiger himself didn't believe that, but he knew that that was the proper way to do things. That's key point number 2. Number 3 is going to be the reveal that Shirahoshi is a legendary mermaid. And again, I don't want to spoil for you, but she has a specific name, which is like, yeah, like that name, yeah, it gets the yell instantly. But that being said, she is, I'm not gonna say that she is like the descendant of a legendary mermaid. I'm gonna say that she has the same powers of a legendary mermaid that is like known within the confines of the royal palace. That this mermaid had. Well, no, like, a few people know about it. She's a legend, and basically she had the power to control sea kings. King Neptune can apparently control whales, which is, like, like some of the highest, sea creature control possible. However, the sea kings snuff the whales, since the sea kings are like, I mean, like, if a whale is like the size of an airplane, then a sea king is like the size of, like, Manhattan. Like, the average Sea King is the size of, like, Manhattan. Let alone the epic Sea Kings. And there is a legendary mermaid who had the ability to control these giant Sea Kings. So, Queen Otohime points out to Fukaboshi, Ryuboshi, and Manboshi that, that she has that same ability. And if there was ever a moment where Shirahoshi was put in a lot of stress, and she was shocked, then that shock could cause the Sea Kings to go rampage across Fishman Island, which would destroy the entire island. So she tells them to make sure that you can like control your sister at all times. Which brings up, like, the next key point, which is, like, the last key point of the episode, which is the death of Queen Otohime. And this was kind of heavy. It was heavy for a lot of reasons. Okay, it was heavy because if you read the manga, it's like who did it, and you're like, fuck, like, really, dude, like, dead ass, like, you were that desperate, like you were that desperate, dude, and he was that desperate. Number 2 is that when she died, okay, One Piece, why does, like, I don't know what, I think it's Toei who, wait, is it Toei? No, TV Tokyo, I think, who animate One Piece. These guys love to overhype the deaths. I mean, like, she's falling down, and it's, you know, like, slow motions, all black and shit. And then, like, she just torques, and then all of a sudden she just turns face flat, and then there's, like, a blood splatter on the ground. I'm like, yo, like, what the fuck? I was like, seriously. And so, because basically what happens is that she's at her usual gathering in the plaza, and then now that there's these 3 large bins full of signatures. At some point, the bins become ablaze, which they explain later on in the series, or in the arc, and then they get on fire. What happens here is that Orihime decides to go and actually save. Granted, pouring water would help, but no, she wants to go in there head first and save the signatures, because that's what's more important. Now, while this is happening, and while the 2 things happen. One is that she gets shot. Okay, obviously, yeah, she gets shot. And then 2, Vanderdecker, who at the beginning of the episode was planning a means to getting Shirahoshi to love him, takes the opportunity to go and actually touch Shirahoshi, which is basically like the lock-on ability that he has. So now she's permanently locked on without ever knowing. So and then he bails right away after that. And then Shirahoshi is completely distracted by the fact that her mother got shot. The princes are all, you know, the princes run to her aid. Mamboshi and Ryuboshi are crying their asses off. Fukaboshi is just insanely pissed. Like, he is angry. Like, you can see his eyes. Like, he just wanted to kill someone right then and there. And basically after that point, you know, she holds, you know, like Fukaboshi and tells him, no matter what happened, no matter who kills me, or like if you ever find out the person who killed me, then forgive them, because we need to get past this. Like, she's dying, but she understands that there is a greater overall, you know, there's a greater overall scope here. And she is, even while she's dying, she's thinking about the other people. She's thinking about others instead of herself. And then everyone's crying around her. Then, you know, Shirahoshi starts going AWOL. She starts busting out tears. And then all of a sudden, like, the ground starts shaking. And then you're like, oh shit, here comes the Sea Kings. And then, and this is really heavy. This, in my opinion, was like the heaviest part of this entire episode. Like, this shit was actually hard to watch at some points, because her mother is dying. And then we have Manboshi and Ryuboshi trying to cheer up Shirahoshi. And they're like dancing and they're like singing as their mother is dying. And I was like, yo, that's some heavy shit. It was heavy. I was like, yo. Like, it was really hard to watch at some point. So I was like, yo, fuck this, man. But, basically, they do the whole entire pinky thing at the end, the pinky thing, and then she just falls down and dies. Well, basically, like, she just, you know, she passes away at that point in time. And overall, in my opinion, the episode, like, the first half, you know, it was a little bit slow. But the second half, again, the second half was really heavy. It was like, yo, it was really heavy, man. It was really heavy. So, in my opinion, this episode, it was yeah, you know, it was okay. It was okay, pretty good, okay, yeah. But, like, between good and okay. Because, honest to God, the beginning portion, it was slow. But the reveal that Shirahoshi was, in fact, this legendary mermaid, that was good. The death of Orihime, heavy shit, man, okay? Next episode is gonna be, you know, next episode should be the reveal of, like, who did it, you know, who did it, and then, we'll see, later on, as the arc progresses, you know, shit happens with that whole entire notion of Orihime's death, and also Shirahoshi. Like, we find out a lot about Shirahoshi, later on in the arc, about her ability to, like, control Sea Kings. This becomes very prevalent at the end of the arc. It becomes very, very prevalent, because it's like, you know, it's set in stone right there. That being said, I'll see you guys later. King of Lightning, rate, comment, subscribe. Peace. Have a nice day.